Did it. This is it all. This is everything I own. It's a lot. I didn't realize I owned this many books. Let's get to unhauling. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for tuning in today. All right, well, as you can see, we have just a menagerie of books to go through today. As you can see by the title of this video, we are doing an unhaul. We are going through everything I own and getting rid of it. Not all of it, but some of it. I have been needing to do a book unhaul for so long. I just feel like there are a lot of books that are not sparking joy with me. So we are going to do that today. That is the goal. So I am going to be unhauling all of these things KonMari style, or Marie Kondo style, or spark joy style, if you will. I have done the Marie Kondo method before with good success, and it makes me feel great afterwards. So that's what I'm gonna do today. I thought it would be a little bit more fun and more interactive if I were to go through everything with you and do it how I would normally do it rather than just sitting down and talking about the books that I'm going to be getting rid of. Okay, so as far as how this is going to go, I'm going to go through all of my books here and try and separate them by genre. And as I am separating them by genre, I will be touching and holding and feeling and trying to figure out which books spark joy with me and which books I can let go. As far as talking about the books that I'm going to be unhauling, there's a bunch of cookbooks and like random fiction books and stuff that people don't really care about that I need to get rid of and go through. So I'm not going to be talking about that kind of stuff. I will be talking more about the books that are like fiction, literature, fantasy, stuff like that, that I feel like people would be more interested in terms of what I will be unhauling. I'm going to be kind of just highlighting a few books here and there and not going through every single one with you on camera, but you're going to be able to see the whole process of me doing this unhaul and going through everything and reorganizing my shelves. And yeah, stay tuned. It's going to be a time. We're going to get through this, and I feel like I'm gonna feel a lot better when I actually get rid of it all, you know? I just wanna make room for the books that I actually love in my life. I don't wanna just be buying and keeping books that I've read just to have books. I want to actually own books that I truly love. So that is the goal for today. Without further ado, let's do it. Let's get into it. Let's go. I just realized I should have put all the books on the floor and then put them on the table, separated into genre, like, because I'm gonna be organizing my shelves by genre. So I'm gonna have to take all the books off the table now, so love that. Did it. Got them all on the floor. All right, LOL at my one little Target bag that I have taken out to unhaul stuff with. I'm going to need more than one Target bag for sure. Let's do this. Okay, we're just gonna start here with this Nicholas Sparks stuff. So, did you watch my Nicholas Sparks vlog? If not, I can give you the spoiler alert. I hated it. I have a feeling I'm going to get rid of pretty much all of these, honestly. I think the only one I'm going to keep is The Notebook. None of these spark joy. I am never gonna read them again. I tried it out and wasn't for me. So thank you, Nicholas Sparks, for the time that you were in my life. I have grown, I have moved on, I have become a different woman, and we are getting rid of you. Adios. This stuff I have just recently hauled. Still Life, keeping for sure. This one, I just bought this book and I read it. This is Everything I Never Told You by Celeste Ng. Really did not like it. It does not spark joy for me. I don't feel a connection to it. I don't feel like keeping it. Yep, we're gonna get rid of this. These two, just hauled these. Crossroads, Rules of Civility, we're gonna keep those. All right, I'm kind of pulling out piles here that are books that I'm currently reading. So a lot of these I'm just gonna keep, but I'm just gonna sort them into the genres that I need. So, okay, some of these books are my boyfriend's, and I'm just gonna put them over here to have him decide what he wants to keep. We have some religious books as well. I'll put those in their own piles. Ugh, just incredible book. How do I feel about this one? This is All the Light We Cannot See. I didn't love this book, but I do feel like I would regret it if I unhauled it. I really it was a very beautiful read. I don't think I can get rid of this. Oh, just a banger of a book. Oh, can't wait to read that. Red, White, and Royal Blue. This book was not it for me. I don't know, I enjoyed it. I will never read this again. Honestly, I think I'm gonna keep this book. I did enjoy it quite a bit, but it wasn't a 5-star, but I did really very much enjoy it. And I don't have a lot of romance books, and it's just really cute covers, so I think I'm gonna keep this. Okay, Darker Shade of Magic, we're keeping that. Still haven't read that. On Honeymooners, I actually have 2 copies of this book, so I'm gonna get rid of one and keep the other. Okay, TBR. This is my entirety of my recent book haul. Okay, here we have a bunch of classics. Okay, keeping this. All right, I switched out the mic, so hopefully you can hear me a little bit better because sometimes this room can be really echoey and I want to make sure that you can actually hear what I'm doing. I just can't trip over this cord because it is a cord that is connected to my camera right now. So let's just keep going. Okay, so we have a bunch of classics here that were passed down to us, which I am going to keep. These are really special. Like, I don't know, just really cute copies. Louise Erdrich, Minneapolis, love it. Yeah, we can't get rid of this stuff. These are books that were passed on to us. So definitely keeping all of these really just, I think that they're just so charming. Like this Penguin classic. I also really want to read all of these Jane Austen novels. So we're definitely going to be keeping these. If you watch this video, you should watch the reorganization video I'm going to be uploading probably next week after that, which I'm filming right after this. But I do want to make my bookshelves just look more aesthetic, and I have a really good idea for the classic shelf that I want to do. So Scythe, we're getting rid of this. I read this, I had such high hopes. I don't know, this did not live up to the hype for me. I was so bored, honestly. I thought it was a really cool concept, but it just didn't do it for me. I was truly bored. I would not want to read the rest of the series. It just did not appeal to me. I think it was a little too YA for me. I'm really not the biggest YA reader, so we're getting rid of this one. Okay, Stardust by Neil Gaiman. I will be keeping this. This is a very sweet book. I think I would reread this. This book brings me joy, okay? 5th Season. Okay, I loved this first one. Hated the second one. My boyfriend wants to read these, so I will be keeping these, but this one in particular did not bring me joy. I just felt like nothing happened during that book, and I was reading it and I just felt like I kept forgetting about what was happening. But I will be keeping these because I do know that my boyfriend wants to read them. Fix Her Up. This should go in like a books that will self-destruct because I still haven't read it yet. Song of Achilles, we are putting that in the TBR. Oh, just a great book. Amari and the Night Brothers, such a great one. Ooh, we're unhauling this. Okay, I love The Bachelor. I read this. It was very forgettable for me. It was fine, but like, I didn't really care for it. We're gonna be getting rid of this one. You know, when I swiped left on this on my TBR Tinder, everyone was like, you should read this. So we're gonna be putting this on the TBR. I'm actually way more excited to read One Last Stop now than I was earlier, so. Oh, such a great book. Jennifer Weiner, so good. Mrs. Everything, I like tabbed this. This is just a great book. This is The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. As you will see as we go along here, I have a lot of like self-help nonfiction. I went through a phase in my life when I was in grad school. I had no idea what I was doing. I had no idea who I was. So I bought a lot of self-help books. I don't feel like I need them anymore. Honestly, I feel like if I were to go back and read them, I don't know, sometimes I feel like those books can be like kind of toxic and like, I don't know, there's like this toxic productivity and all that kind of stuff. And I'm just not into that right now. So we're gonna be getting rid of a lot of those. Spoiler alert. Yeah, another self-help one that I'm gonna be getting rid of. Oh, such a great book. One Day in December. I love this book. Honestly, it just feels like it's like Love Actually, you know? Heard this one is so good. Can't wait to get to that. Home Before Dark. We're getting rid of this. My sister loaned this to me. I mean, maybe I should give it back to her. Forgettable. I don't know. It was a haunted house story. It was fine. I'll never read it again. Doesn't bring me joy. Oh, classic. Great book. Fine. I have a reading vlog that you can watch here. Okay, Will be reading that, will be reading that, will be reading that, will be reading that. Another one I will be reading, Last Song. If you watched my Nicholas Sparks one, like I mentioned earlier, this was bad, so bad, DNF'd it. But this book holds such a strong place in my heart. It has a lot of sentimental value for me. I can't get rid of it. I have to keep this as like a memento for me. It sparks a small amount of joy just for the joy that it sparked at one time in my life. You know what I mean? Okay, we're keeping that. More classics here. Game of Thrones, we're obviously keeping those. I still haven't read all of Game of Thrones. That is something that I need to do. Okay. Ooh, this is one that I think I'm going to unhaul. I have not read this. This is Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. Basically, this is a fan fiction of like Harry Potter and Draco Malfoy, I believe. I purchased this right when I learned about BookTube and like everyone was reading it. I have a feeling I'm going to hate it. And therefore I'm going to get rid of it. I haven't read it yet, but this book has been sitting on my shelf for like over 2 years and I don't think I will ever pick it up, to be honest with you. So we're gonna be getting rid of this one. Ooh, now here's one that I don't know what I can do with. Midnight Sun. I have to keep it. I don't think I can get rid of this. Genuinely, I do wanna read it just to know, and just to fulfill that younger part of my life when I was a teenager. I tried reading it. I think I got like 100 pages in and I was like, this is so bad, but I don't think I can bring myself to unhaul it at this time. We're gonna keep it. Don't judge me. Oh, this one. We are definitely getting rid of this one. Okay, this is A Deadly Education by Naomi Novik. This is a stunning book. I mean, absolutely beautiful. Look at those end pages. They're just gorgeous. I hated this book. This was so bad. Like, I think I gave this a 2-star. Honestly, might give it a 1-star. This was awful for me. I felt like it had such a cool concept. There was no dimension to it. I felt like I hated the main character because she just was not a good fleshed out character. Like I just felt like I didn't understand her choices. I felt like she was very unlikable, but I don't mind reading about an unlikable character, but like she was unlikable in a way that her actions didn't line up with like her personality, and I don't know, just really did not like this. We're getting rid of this. All right, we need a new bag. Our Target bag is full, so I'm gonna go get one of those. Okay, I am back. I have since changed into something a little bit more breathable because that sweater was killing me. It was really warm. Put my hair up. We're gonna get back to business. Okay, let's keep going. Here we go, look at that. Thank you, Marie Kondo. Thank you for leading us here right now. I have read this multiple times and honestly, does spark joy for me. More nonfiction. Not in these places in my life anymore. Okay. Oh, such a good one. Oh, so good, so good. Definitely will be keeping that. Same with American Marriage. I think I have 2 copies of that book. Another stupid self-help book that I got suckered into. Feels very good to get rid of some of this stuff. Okay, TBR. 7.5 Deaths of Hepburn Hardcastle. Love this book. If you have not read this, you totally should. This was like the first book of the month that I've ever gotten. This is Things You Save in a Fire by Catherine Center. I heard this is like a firehouse romance. I've had it. This is from July 2019. Yeah, I don't think I'm gonna read this ever, genuinely. So thank you for the time that you had in my life. Here we go. Dune, we will be keeping. I do want to read that soon. I have not read this yet. I have heard such great things. I loved Recursion by Blake Crouch, but I haven't read this yet. Going to be keeping this to be putting on my TBR. All right, I just read this book. I attempted to read this book in one sitting. I did not read it in one sitting, but I did really like it. I don't know, I really enjoyed this book. I think this is a book that I would loan out to friends, so I'm going to be keeping this one as well. Oh, we're getting rid of this one for sure. This is Dear Edward by Anne Napolitano. Really did not like this. I read this last year. It was just such a downer for me. A downer in more ways than one. Like, it just wasn't great, and I don't know, I just didn't care for the story. I did not want to pick it up. It was not it for me. Thank you, dear Edward, for that time. Okay, Priory of the Orange Tree. I still need to read this. TBR. This is The Most Fun We Ever Had by Claire Lombardo. I read this last year. I enjoyed it, but I didn't love it. I think I am going to keep it though. I think I could loan this out to a friend who would really enjoy this as well. So we'll be keeping that. Green Glass House. Ooh, I think I'm going to keep this. I read this last year. It was cute, but I didn't absolutely love it. I did enjoy it. I think I'm going to keep this one. We're gonna keep this. Oh, here we go. Okay, we're getting rid of this one. Josh and Hazel's Guide to Not Dating. Read this. Honestly, couldn't tell you what it's about. We're doing good. I am like making a dent here. Hobbit, we're keeping that. Oh, what a book. This book is a book. I love this book. I probably will read it at some point in my life again. Cytonic, keeping that. I want to get to this one. This is the Polar Bear Explorers Club. I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but I do want to get to it. Oh, here's another one where we're going to be getting rid of some stuff. Okay, I do want to read Girl with the Louding Voice. I will be getting rid of this. I think this was another one of the first book of the months that I ever got. Never read it, never wanted to read it. Well, I did maybe right at the time that I got it, but I don't think I will ever pick this up. Thank you for the time. It was great. You are a beautiful cover, but it's just not right now for me. Here we go. More books. These three as well I'm going to be unhauling. This is The Unraveling of Cassidy Holmes. I heard this one was like Daisy Jones inspired-esque, but all of the ratings on Goodreads are like not good. I don't really want to read it. If this doesn't live up to Daisy Jones and the Six, I don't really care. Knockout Queen, also gonna get rid of this. I don't know, just another one that I just don't feel like I will ever want to read. Same with Anna Kay. I don't know, I just don't think that I'm going to want to read it. It just feels too YA Gossip Girl. Well, it is YA and Gossip Girl. I don't think I'm gonna want to read it. Maidens, I will want to read, but this one is a very like teetering one, right? Like I feel like it had so much hype, but I heard it's really bad, but I do want to know what it's about. Amazing book, will be keeping that. This Tenderland, I think I want to keep this one as well. Book Thief, still haven't read that. I am very interested to read that. Okay, Frostheart, I will be keeping this. This was a cute one. Still want to read that. Hollowpox, here it is. There it is. The book that keeps coming up on TBR Tinder. I gotta read it next time or else I have to get rid of it. So we're keeping that. Another Bear and the Nightingale, Great Circle. This is my sister's birthday gift from last year and she is almost 1 year older at this point. So I will be giving this to you, but I kind of want to read it first, Chrissy. All right, we have Lord of the Rings here. We're keeping that for sure. All right, we have a lot of Robert Jordan books here from Wheel of Time. We will be keeping all of these. My boyfriend read the entire series, which is so impressive. Ooh, getting rid of this one. Last thing he told me, read this, didn't care for it. I was not shocked at the ending. It was just not for me. Okay, maybe you should talk to someone. I really liked this book. I think we're gonna keep this one. This is like a self-help book, but in a more like easy access written way, if that makes sense. Like it's just easy to read. It tells a story more than just like gives you data points and stuff like that. I really liked this. This is a book that is like coming from a therapist. Will be keeping that. My sister gave this book for me to my birthday. This is You and Me and Us. I think I'm gonna keep it. Bride Test, I want to read that. All the Ugly and Wonderful Things, will be wanting to read that one too. His Dark Materials, this is my boyfriend's copy. Look, it's just totally destroyed. I've read the first two in this series, haven't gotten to the third one. Ooh, The Secret History. I read this last year, I enjoyed it. We're gonna keep it. Dating Plan, I think I want to read this one. It looks very cute, I love the cover. Classic, ooh. This is Dominicana by Angie Cruz. Got this in Book of the Month. Haven't felt like I wanted to pick this up yet. I have a feeling I'm going to keep it this time because I do want to read it. If I do an unhaul again in like, I don't know, 6 months, I probably will get rid of this one, but I'm gonna keep it for now. Wondersmith, such a great one, keeping that. Two more that I'm getting rid of. You're a Badass at Making Money. I don't care to ever read this again. Another Christian book, getting rid of those. Now here is another one that I don't know. Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. Please let me know, did you guys enjoy this? Has anyone read it? Because I've heard like not great things about it. Please let me know what you think. Two more self-help books I'm getting rid of: Subtle Art of Not Giving an F and You Are a Badass. Read them. Thank you for them for the time in my life, but we're done. We're over with that time in our life. Okay, we have a bunch of fantasy here that I'm going to be keeping. Project Hail Mary, we are keeping that. Getting rid of this. Christina Lauren in a Holidays. Think I'm gonna keep this. This is Still Alice by Lisa Genova. Okay, I'm back. I ate lunch. We are just getting finished with the last of this part. So I have these few stacks to go through here, and then I am done with the unhaul. While I was eating lunch, I kind of went through a lot of the nonfiction stuff and like cookbooks and like stuff that no one cares about. So I got sorted with all of that, and then now we're just gonna get back to the fiction and whatnot. Okay, On Earth We're Briefly Gorgeous, keeping, want to read. A Pinch of Magic. This is a beautiful book cover. I read this and like didn't love it, and I hate that I am feeling that way, but it's just so pretty. I don't have a lot of beautiful books, and this book genuinely gives me joy just looking at it, so I think I'm gonna keep this one. Firekeeper's Daughter. Read this last year. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Again, it's such a beautiful book that I want to keep it. I think we're gonna keep this. I would definitely loan this out to someone to read for sure. There it is, my second copy. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of one of these copies. I'm just gonna keep the copy that looks nicer, which appears to be this one. So Christina Lauren is just getting sacked in this book unhaul. Gonna get rid of this. I do like Jennifer Weiner, and I did enjoy reading this, but this is a book that is not gonna stick with me at all. It was fine, nothing's too special. I don't really feel any ties to it. Thank you so much for giving me some joy when you did. Hunger Games. Do I keep the Hunger Games? I feel like it's a classic. I think I have to keep the Hunger Games. Oh, we're gonna get rid of this one. This is If Only I Could Tell You. Got this in Book of the Month again. Have never wanted to pick it up. Don't really know what it's about. I think it's a generational family saga, but I've just heard not great things about it on Goodreads, and it just does not seem to call to me, so we're gonna get rid of this one. Going to keep this How to Be an Anti-Racist. More Wheel of Time. Keeping Kristen Hanna. Haven't read this yet, but interested. Also haven't read this yet. City We Became, but also interested. Few other books I'm gonna get rid of here. Wild Game. Don't think I'm ever gonna read this. I don't have any inclination to. Another self-help book, another self-help book. I've read both of these, enjoyed them. Again, not at that point in my life anymore. It feels good to kind of move on from that, you know? I just feel like I'm not there in that place. Okay, After the End by Claire McIntosh. This is a tragic book. This book brings me dread and sorrow whenever I look at it, so I think we're gonna get rid of this one too. Read this for a book club a few years ago. It's about a family who has to make a decision of whether or not to terminate the life of their child because they have a terminal illness, and it is tragic. I am not in that place. Man Called Uva, we're gonna keep that. Is it Ova or Uva? I don't know. Hating Game, I do wanna keep that. Eat, Pray, Love, I gotta keep that for just, that brings me joy. Okay, we're almost done. This is our last pile here. Okay, my friend has borrowed this to me to read. Legendborn, I've heard it's so good. More Robert Jordan, all the Robert Jordan. Looking for Alaska by John Green. I have not read this yet, and it pains me that I haven't read this. I feel like this is a classic YA that I should read. I think I'm gonna keep it because I just wanna give it a try. If I start to read it and I don't like it, then I'll get rid of it. But I think I'm gonna keep this just to keep it on my TBR. Okay, well, we did it. We did it. I feel very accomplished, and it feels great to have that done. So I have 3 full bags of stuff that I'm getting rid of. All of this is separated into genre or TBR, and now I can get to the reorganization. All right, so here we have all of the books that I'm going to be getting rid of. This one right here is going to be going to all free libraries. Other than that, I'm going to be trying and selling some of them. If I can't sell them, I'm just gonna give them to half price books or to Goodwill. Or put them in little free libraries as well. So 4 total bags. I am pretty proud of myself. It feels great to have this done. I've been wanting to do this for a really long time. So happy to just get this out. I hope you enjoyed this video, coming along with me as I go through all of my books here.
It has been a journey. It really brings back a lot of memories to like personally take each of these books into your hands and like remember where you bought it and when you read it and all that kind of stuff. So it's very special. If this video has brought you a little bit of joy in your life today, please feel free to give it a thumbs up or hit the subscribe button. Make sure to watch out next week where I'm going to be doing an entire reorganization of my bookshelves with all of the books that you see here. I'm gonna link that video right here, right now, or down in the description bar when it comes out. But until then, enjoy whichever video I put here for you to watch next, and have a great day. Bye!